Guys, I can't believe I'm about to do this. I'm about to preview a Texas A&M football game for the first time. We are just a couple days away from kickoff, guys. I'm so excited. The more I think about this team, the more excited I get. We really need to see this team so we can get realistic, calculations and realistic outlooks of the team. We want to see it. We need to see it. We've been sitting on it too long. It's freaking time. UTSA, week one. A better than most G5 opponent for a week one game, I would say. And I really like what they bring for A&M to really have to focus up and bring it on the defensive side of the football. The side of the football where we have most of our question marks. I think we feel pretty good about this offense. But UTSA is going to present some interesting challenges for this Texas A&M defense. I want to talk about that today. I'm going to end with my score prediction. Closer than the experts think. I don't have A&M covering in this game. I'll tell you my score at the very end of this video. But guys, thanks for being here. Drop a like, drop a sub. We're going to keep talking Aggie football the whole year. You know I'll be here. And shout out to RHOBACK, 20% off your first order with code Drewtamu. We're going live Thursday night. Ring dunk. And then we're just going to talk Aggie football the whole night. We're going to preview a couple of week one games. Clemson, LSU, Notre Dame, Miami. We'll have a lot of fun. And then I'll give you guys a chance to give your score prediction for the A&M UTSA game. But you'll get mine today. But let's get right into this thing. Not a cupcake, not a lighter opponent. UTSA will force A&M to focus up on the defensive side of the football, and we're going to start there. UTSA brings back a quarterback in Owen McCown that absolutely surged through the late portion of last season. It was like the emergence that kind of salvaged what was a rough season for UTSA in 2024. And he comes back, and he has pro potential. He has pro pedigree in his family. He has size. He has arm talent. And he brings back most of his weapons around him on this offense. Veteran offensive line. They bring back their lead back. They bring back their main pass catchers and their tight end. Houston Thomas is another guy with pro potential. And we remember last year, A&M struggled with the tight end position at times. I think South Carolina and freaking Bowling Green come to mind. You're looking at this A&M defense, right? What are the stress points? Safeties. Let's see how healthy the nickel is. I think we feel pretty good about that outlook with Tyreek Chappelle. Let's see how these corners do. I think A&M's going to get tested in every way you would want them to in a week one. Now, obviously, though they do have talent, this is not the talent level you're going to see in the SEC. But as far as like a week one game to get your mind right, to get you clicking on all cylinders, this is the offense that will test this defense. So what I'm looking for from this defense, I'm looking at who's going to cover these tight ends. Is it going to be Torian? Is it going to be Scooby? We're going to bring a safety down. Is Chappelle going to have to handle these giant tight ends? I don't think you're going to want your nickel on these tight ends here because I think these are some pretty big dudes. This is like a 6'5", 245 guy with speed in Houston Thomas. They also have Patrick Overmeyer and Dan Dishman, both of which caught touchdown passes for UTSA last year. They're going to use a lot of tight ends. I'm looking at Marcus Radcliffe. I'm looking at, Dalton Brooks. I'm looking at Scooby. These guys have to be on it. These guys have to have eye discipline. And I want to see this D-line go at a veteran offensive line. This is a line you can read down. It's like, redshirt senior, redshirt senior, redshirt junior, redshirt senior, redshirt senior. Experience, experience, experience. And you know what that does for an offensive line. So I'm looking at this D-line as a first test with the new look to really hold their own, to really show some rigidity in the run game. Because running back Robert Henry Jr., this is a guy that can take a crease and go. This guy has a lot of speed, an unexpected amount of speed from the G5 level. Again, this is a fully equipped offense ready to go week one. But they're coming to Kyle Field. It's going to be loud. See how they handle that. I don't think they will have experience with this iteration of their offense, experienced anything like this. This offense really coming together late last year. This will be a first time they really feel the power of 100,000 strong screaming down their throats. So let's see what we can do as a 12th man, right? I'll be at this game. I'm sure you'll be there. Big, big test for the defense. Now, I want to say this about the defense. I'm not losing sleep if A&M gives up 20 to 25 points. I think that should be expected. I think we're looking to work ourselves into this thing defensively. I would like to see defensive improvement from week 1, week 2, week 3, and then make it to that bye week with some good feelings. I'm not feeling terrible if you give up 24 this game. I'm really not. Because UTSA, in week 2, are playing Texas State at home in one of the biggest games in the year for them. It's a rivalry. It has season-long implications. And they're expecting 50,000 plus at this game. This is a big-time showcase game for them in week 2. So they're going to want to get quality reps against A&M this entire game. So if A&M's stretching a lead and it's like 38-10 late in this game, maybe fourth quarter, I think UTSA is going to keep coming and coming and coming. And I think they could put this thing screams backdoor cover to me. If it's not like A&M's taking some time to get into this thing early and they give up 14 early, I don't think that's what happens. I think more likely you'll see 14 late from UTSA because they're just going to keep attacking you. They're going to try to get those quality reps. They're going to try to get players involved in this thing. And I think when A&M maybe puts some backups in because you're trying to stay healthy for Notre Dame in a couple weeks, I think that's when you can see UTSA really, really start to get some plays going. But for A&M, get off the freaking field. Don't allow long, sustained drives. I think that's what UTSA is going to try to do. I think they're going to try to RPO you to death, short game, short crossing routes, running attack. Good test. We'll learn a lot about this defense this game. Flipping the field. UTSA has 11 new starters on defense. A&M should be able to score a ton of points on this defense. And I'm not saying 30 points. I want to see 40 points by this A&M offense at least. That's my marker this game. Let's say 38. That's a nice round number right there. Let's get 38 plus in this game versus an all new look UTSA defense. And they weren't particularly great last year. They do bring in an Alabama guy in Kendrick Blackshire who's going to play their jack position. This guy will look like an SEC body out there. UTSA tends to usually have one or two good secondary pieces a year. I learned a lot from a UTSA guy, Darian Starling. Go follow him. He's a good guy that covers the program. I just did a show with him. But he's highlighting this Kendrick Blackshire guy from Bama, and of course you want that SEC body in here transferred in. But I think A&M has a major opportunity here with the offensive line to do exactly what they want. I think they're just going to run the damn rock, and I think UTSA, if they're playing smart, they're going to try to force Marcel Reed to pass. They're going to try to force Marcel Reed to make mistakes. And now, even with that look, I think A&M, with their tight end package, with their 12 personnel, can still get a push. But you got to believe A&M's going to try to take those passing opportunities because they are going to be presented from UTSA and every game until Marcel Reed proves himself on the field as a proficient, consistent, high-level passer to feature these weapons. So I'm looking for deep shots. I'm expecting some explosive plays by A&M this game because they're going to be presented, especially early in a season. They are going to allocate a lot of resources to the box. They're going to stack the damn box early in this game. So I expect shots out of 12 personnel. I expect A&M to spread the field. I expect Terry Bussey to be involved in some plays. I know we just looked at this depth chart with Terry Bussey, not listed as a starter, but who knows what the hell this depth chart means. I expect all these receivers to see action this game and to have a really big role in game one because that's what's going to be presented. I also don't expect Le'Veon Moss to get more than 10 carries this game. I don't think he should. I think about 8, 9, 10 carries would be about right for Le'Veon Moss. I think he gets 1 or 2 drives. I think they're going to rest him. I think they're going to keep ramping him up. I think maybe versus Utah State, you'll see the same thing, 10, 12 carries versus Utah State. And they'll reevaluate for Notre Dame. Are we ready to go 15 to 20 carries? Just talking about him coming back from injury. I think you're going to see a lot of Ruben Owens. I think you're going to see a lot of Armari Niblack. I think you're going to see a lot of E.J. Smith this game. And that should be enough of this offensive line. We've heard E.J. Smith is taking strides in camp. That's a good thing. Thank you, insiders, for giving us that information. Let's see how Marcel Reed handles this, right? That's the big marker we're looking for at this offense. You know you have weapons. Let's see ABR. Let's see what he can become in-game action. There will be opportunity for him. Same thing for Mario Craver. There will be opportunity. There's going to be a hell of a lot of opportunity for Casey Concepcion. Let's get these guys work. Let's get them out of there in the third quarter. Final score of this game. Again, I said no cover. And I do expect A&M to get 38 plus. I'm going to be relatively conservative because I know you want to see 50 plus. I'm going to go 45 points scored by this offense. 38 by the ones, let's say 1 late touchdown. And then I'm going to go 24 scored by UTSA. So I'm going to go 45 to 24, a 21-point win. This over-under, this line is set at 22.5. So I think you're getting right under that. I think you could cover. But again, I just think this game screams backdoor cover with UTSA's offense and what they're working for in week 2. Guys, you can give me your score prediction now, or you can call it in Thursday night for a chance to enter that Hall of Fame right there. We've only had one person since we've been doing this in week 2 last year's when we started. They got it on the first week. Noble guy, friend of the channel, got the score prediction right. If you get the score prediction right in the call-in show, if you call in your score prediction and get it right, you will be immortalized on the channel. You'll be written in Sharpie on this board, and as it fills up, we will raise the board up. Call your score in there. If you're not going to call in, just comment it on this video. What are you looking for this game? What are the key markers that'll make you feel good about A&M going forward? I want to see, I know it's week 1. I know you expect sloppiness. I want to see damn near perfection from this offense. From reports, they're ahead of schedule in fall camp, ahead of the defense in fall camp. And you would expect that with a returning quarterback, a returning system, returning 5 upperclassmen starters at offensive line, and a hell of a lot of weapons around. I want to see Minimal turnovers, maybe a turnover this game, just one or less. That's all I want to see. I want to see minimal penalties because I think this offense is capable of it from the rip in 2025, and that is what we need to see. I think one of the luxuries of getting to year 2, having coaching stability, having so many players back, is that you get to hit the ground running. Something you couldn't say last year in a year 1 and some quarterback instability, coaches figuring out players figuring out where they fit in this system. You shouldn't have to deal with that. That should be a benefit of being a team that returns 16 starters on your team. So I want to see really clean football. Defensively, I don't expect perfection there, but I do want to see some good signs. I want to see pressure. I really want to see rigidity in the run game, and I want to see these safeties play sound, assignment sound football. Zone defense discipline, gap discipline in your run fits, and that goes for linebackers and safeties. I have a certain level of confidence in the linebackers, but the safeties, we need to see that. Bryce Anderson, Marcus Radcliffe, Dalton Brooks. Let's see some clean play. And, of course, we're going to be watching Des Ricks over here because I think we're really excited about what he can be, but he has to show us that step. Guys, thanks for watching. This was my quick UTSA preview. I will see you guys Thursday in the live show. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Turn on post notifications because this time of year, videos come and go fast. You know, information gets bad as soon as the next game hits. So make sure you have notifications on so you stay fresh with the updates and what we're doing here. Appreciate you guys. There's no channel here without you. I appreciate you all. Let's have a hell of a 2025. Gig 'em.